practice in your day at any time. You can sit cross-legged, but then switch to the more unusual way for you. So it just kind of breaks that holding patterns a little bit more. Usually when my left knee is always wonky, so that one is more unusual for me to have in closer to my body. So just grab a mudra if you'd like, close your eyes. Try and get both sits bones on the ground, strong in through your core. Relax in your jaw, close your eyes, and we'll take a few deep breaths here. And as always, it's a good time now to set an intention for your practice or for your day. Next inhale, open up your eyes. Take your right hand, bring it across to your left knee, and your left arm back behind your body for a nice gentle twist. Always leading with the heart, so trying to open the heart up and twist to the left. And with your head leading first, bring it back to neutral, and we'll switch arms. So left arm on right knee. Again, opening up here for a nice gentle twist. With your head leading first, bring back to neutral, hands on on the same knees. A few cat-cows here, so drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Lean back. Exhale, opening heart and shoulder blades squeeze together towards the spine. Inhale, and exhale, open up. Then meet me in a tabletop position. So knees under hips, wrists under elbows. And we'll do a few cat-cows here. So inhale, rounding the back, belly button up to the spine, neck hangs nice and loose. Exhale, heart opens the front of the room. Inhale to cat. Actually, I think this is cow. Exhale, belly drops to the mat. One more time, inhale, round it back, long neck. Exhale, belly to mat. Inhale, neutral spine. We're going to find ourselves in another nice twist here. So raise your right arm up. You can reach and look towards the right, and then we'll thread the needle through, bringing your ear and your shoulder to the ground. Your left hand can rest on the mat here, or come behind you on your low back, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And like I always say, twists are so good for not only the nervous system, creating sort of your parasympathetics, your rest and digest, but also for all the organs in the body, just nice wrings them out. So if your hand's on your back, left hand back to mat, right arm reaches back through, just reverse the twist, and find yourself in a tabletop again. And we'll do it on the other side. Left arm up, open up the heart, and then thread the needle through the body, ear and shoulder to mat. Opposite arm resting on the back if that feels comfortable for you. Letting go of all unnecessary tension through the body. And trying to catch and train your brain to just be here now. Release the back hand. Reverse thread the needle. One more stretch. Find yourself in table. And then we'll push up through to down dog. Hips the back of the room, pedal out through the feet. Head dangling nice and loose. From here, we're going to lift our right leg up three-legged dog. And with intention and an engaged core, bring your right knee down towards your right elbow. See if they can touch. Exhale, back up to three-legged dog. Knee to nose. Three-legged dog. Now right knee to left elbow. Again, see if you can touch even just for a second. Strong core. Up to three-legged dog. And back down into a downward dog. Awesome job. We'll try that through with the left leg. So inhale, reach up. Left leg to three-legged dog. Bring your left knee forward to touch your left elbow. Back to three-legged dog. Now bring your left knee forward through the center of the mat. Touch your nose if you can. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, cross body, twist the left knee to touch the right elbow. Back up to three-legged dog. And both feet down into a downward facing dog. Now we'll baby step the feet to the top of the mat and find ourselves here in a nice forward fold. And you can ragdoll it out, holding onto the elbows. And again, if you're so inclined, switch it to the more unusual way. And now we'll go through a bit of a flow. So hands to shins, up for a halfway fold. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, hands down through heart center. One more time like this. Inhale, arms up overhead to mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive forward into a forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, hands down on the mat. Step your left foot back into a lunge. And then we're going to come up, raising our arms, strong core into a crescent lunge. So engaging the inner thighs together if possible, and try to keep the integrity of the pelvis. Inhale, exhale, a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, bring the foot to an angle, the back foot, sorry, to an angle, so you can meet me in warrior one. Try and draw a line with your heels, see if they're matching. And exhale, windmill the arms open to warrior two. Gazing or use your drishti or your gaze to reach through the middle finger and ensure that your arms are up at shoulder length. They're not dipping at all. We're going to get a little bit more advanced here, move into warrior three. So you can watch the first time if you want, or join me into warrior three. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, lift the back leg, hips in alignment. And you can either airplane the arms back, engaging the triceps, or have them up overhead. The lifted leg, the top of the foot is facing down the mat, and if you find a nice gaze, that always helps keep your balance. So one more breath here in warrior three. Exhale, back down into a nice crescent lunge. We're going to move now into half moon. So if you have a block and you want to use it, go ahead. Otherwise, we'll windmill the arms forward. Find a nice space to touch the mat with your hand. Flex your top foot, open up the heart, and meet me in half moon. Now you can gaze down to the mat, and if you want a little challenge, and gaze up. Few breaths here. And from here, carefully bring your foot back down to the mat from warrior two. Windmill the arms forward into a high lunge. Step the left foot back to meet the front at the front of the mat. Forward fold. And if you feel like you need a deeper stretch here, we can go into gorilla pose. So you're basically just stepping on the palms of your hands, your toes meeting at the crease of the wrist, and it really does a nice posterior back body stretch. Loosen the neck, loosen your eyes, release the jaw. Next, inhale, bring arms up overhead, palms facing forward. We're going to sit down into a chair pose. Toes together, heels apart. Squeeze your inner thighs to touch. Make sure your knees aren't over your ankles. And breathe here. Your next exhale, we'll bring our hands down to heart. Our right elbow comes over to our left knee for a nice seated twist. Feel through the burn. Makes us stronger. The goal is to open up the heart as much as we can to the room that we're to the side of the wall that we're twisting towards. Inhale, arms up overhead. Lengthen out the legs. Exhale, come back down into a seated chair pose, and we'll twist in the opposite direction. So hands to heart, left elbow to right knee, and twist. Your next inhale, maybe in a standing mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive the arms forward into a nice forward fold. All right, then we're going to repeat on the other side. So inhale, arms to shins, halfway back. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to mat. Now we'll step the right foot back into a nice crescent lunge. A few breaths here. On your next inhale, bring the back foot down to the mat on a diagonal and meet me in warrior one. And exhale, down into warrior two. A few resting breaths here before we flow into our warrior three pose. Feel the energy and the heat burning up in your front leg. As you exhale, step forward, arms out ahead or airplane back, matching whatever you did last time into a nice warrior three, strong standing pose. Hips aligned, strong integrity through the core. The wobbles are good. Your next inhale, windmill the arms back down to warrior two. And we're going to find a half moon again. So let's bring that front arm, find a nice space on the mat. Back leg lifts up into half moon, gaze can be down to the floor, or for a challenge, up to the sky. A few breaths here. Awesome job. Next inhale, gently step back down. Meet me in warrior one. Exhale to a forward fold. Step forward, both feet at the top of the mat. Nice forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Sit back down into a chair pose again. Strong body, strong mind. This time we'll twist to the right first to bring your left elbow to your right knee And if you want to open up the twist, feel free. Or of course, you can keep your hands in a prayer pose. Your next inhale, come to standing mountain. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive forward. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up overhead to standing. Exhale, hands down through heart chair pose. And then we'll twist here to the left. Hands back to heart. Inhale, back up to standing. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back into a last downward dog of a sequence. Pedal at the legs if necessary. Then we'll drop the knees to the mat and come down into a nice child's pose. Now my bum never touches the back of my feet, but that's okay. Do what feels most comfortable for you. Forehead can come to the top of the mat. You can even massage the top of the head out a little bit if you found that you've been thinking a lot lately. Inhale, back up into a tabletop, and then we'll cross our legs and come down seated at the mat. Hands up overhead, almost like a boat pose. If you want to challenge yourself, lift your legs up off the ground. So we'll hold a nice little boat pose. Just engage the core, belly button to the back of the spine. Couple breaths here. And if your feet are off the mat, lower them down. And then we'll lower to lying one vertebrae at a time. Arms out overhead to a T. Feet centered on the feet grounded down into the mat. Pelvis in neutral position. Just do a nice lying twist. So gently raise the hips. Shift them to the left ever so slightly. Bring your knees down to the right and gaze to the left. And breathe and release into this really nice twist, detoxifying all our organs and calming the nervous system. Your next inhale, bring your knees and shift your hips first. Then sit back to neutral and then shift to the right. Knees to the left, gaze to the right. And melt into this twist. This feels so good. Okay. Next inhale, bring your head back to neutral. Knees up. You can hug your knees into the body and roll out, massaging the low back a little bit. And when you're ready, taking up as much space as you need, come down into final Shavasana or corpse pose. Of course, you can stay here for as long as you like. Releasing tension through the toes and the feet. Releasing tension through the calves and the knees. Releasing tension in the quads and the hamstrings and the glutes and the front of the hips. Releasing just ease and tension through the abdomen and all the intestines in your gut and all of your organs. Releasing tension in the low back and the mid back. Releasing tension in the heart. Releasing tension in the neck and opening up the throat. Allowing yourself to say all that you need to say. Releasing tension in the fingers and the wrists and the forearms and the biceps, triceps, and shoulders. Releasing tension in the jaw with clear sinuses. Releasing tension in your eyes, your ears, and your head as your head is clear. And breathe. If you're ready, roll over onto one side and gently find yourself in a seated position. I'm getting more into sound therapy, so we'll do a little singing bowl. Okay, that was fun. Hope you all feel good today. Thanks for doing some yoga with me. Namaste.